Howdy. Let's talk motivation.
People often ask me about how I stay motivated. Whether it's how I stay motivated to learn Korean or how I was able to practice violin every day, the curiosity around motivation is understandable. Staying motivated is hard. Motivation is defined as the general desire or willingness of someone to do something. By this definition, it's hard to say that I'm ever really motivated to do anything beyond the few hobbies that I absolutely love. I definitely don't have much willingness or desire to do and put away dishes, my least favorite chore ever. But I still do it. I am, however, totally motivated to play the Elder Scrolls games all day, every day. Classic Bethesda. So, how does one find motivation to do the hard things in life? Sometimes it feels beyond our control. Whether it's depression or fear or just plain old stress, there are many things that can hold us back. I've been there. To be honest, relying on motivation in times of stress is not reliable, because it is so difficult to muster. So rather, the focus should be on doing whatever you can to manage to at least start. This means taking small steps. Even if it is something as simple as pulling yourself out of bed, it makes it that much easier to get things done. My favorite way to do this is to get dressed and put my earrings on. I love picking out and putting on earrings, so this is a step that is not difficult to motivate myself to do, and often is just the right catalyst that I need in times of low motivation to help me feel ready to take on the more difficult tasks of the day. Another way to find motivation is to focus on the why and not the how. When we have a long list of things to do and the pressure of deadlines or expectations of others, it can be difficult to figure out just how you're going to get it all done. I found that when I focus on the how, I fall into a state of paralysis. I can't figure out how I'm going to get everything done on time because when I look at everything I have to do, it just looks like a jumbled mess, and that can be scary. So rather than focusing on the how, I focus on why I am doing what I am doing. Why is it important? Why do I want to finish it on time? Why does this bring value to my life and into the lives of others around me? These are questions that should start to bring up some feelings of desire. Desire to achieve a goal, desire to become a better person, or desire to care for others are just some examples. And most importantly, these specific desires can spark the desire to get things done. That's motivation. Far greater than the power of motivation is the power of habit. When all else fails to bring motivation into the fold, habit is there to pick up the slack. A good example of this for me is exercise. I hate exercise with a passion. Why would I willingly put myself through that kind of pain? The answer is, I don't. The way I motivate myself to exercise is to not rely on motivation. Rather, I've made it a habit. I took small steps at first, 10 minutes on the treadmill every other day. Then I started adding weights, 5 sets after the treadmill every other day. After a few weeks, it became habit, and although it was still difficult to motivate myself to do it, it had become such a part of my routine that it felt weird not doing it. On days that I had a particularly difficult time getting myself to just get up and do it, I went back to focusing on my why, my reasons for doing it. Exercise releases endorphins, which made me feel better, which in turn made doing other tasks easier, and improved my life far more than the pain and soreness of the exercise detracted from it. I was doing it to stay healthy and feel better, and remembering that was the push I needed to keep doing it. And in fact, after a while, I started to willingly add heavier weights. willingly add more sets, and willingly add more days to my workout. Willingly.
Boom! That is motivation, baby.